What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I had an entire video planned out that I was just going to be putting together and just absolutely just bashing this game. But we actually got pretty much like an official Reddit response to the community's problems with Smite right now. If you guys don't know the problems with Smite, go check out my patch notes breakdown video for 9.3, which went live about a couple days ago. I'm not sure when you guys will be seeing this video, probably over this weekend or next week, but either it should be on the channel right now within the last week or so. Go check it out, 9.3 patch notes breakdown for Smite next patch. Pretty much what the problem is, they're addressing all the problems finally now. It took us long enough, guys. It took me making a 1 hour just patch notes breakdown video, just absolutely destroying and tearing apart the game, and them giving us a half-assed 9.3 patch, and then the community entirely complaining after the update show was done for the last 3 days, to finally get an official response from the dev team on the major problems for the game, and them to finally address the problems with the game. That's what it took, guys. It took that much fucking complaining, bitching, and moaning, trying to get their attention, feedback, whatever. They would not take our feedback, and it became so much now. They don't want to lose money, guys. Like I told you guys, once they start losing players and they start losing money, that's when it really gets their attention. And I think they sense that they're losing a lot of players. They're going to be losing a lot of money this next patch, because the majority of the people's feedback for 9.3 was really, really negative. And they finally found out that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the game needs to fucking change. And we got an official statement. If you guys know who Ajax is, this is the lead designer, the guy in charge of pretty much all the balance and the design with overall the game, like mainly Conquest and that type of stuff. Now, if you guys like reading, you guys can check this out. It's actually on, go to Ajax's Twitter. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I should have it retweeted. You guys can go check it out there. I just retweeted actually before I started recording this. Go follow me on Twitter, and then it should be in my retweets. Go check it out there, Ajax's Twitter, or just look up Ajax, Titan Ajax for Smite. It's on his Twitter. It's actually a Reddit post, a Reddit thread 9 hours ago. If you guys like I said, if you guys like reading, I'm not gonna sit and read all this stuff. I'm gonna kind of summarize, and I'll put it on screen when I'm trying to summarize stuff, and I'll just read it off screen. I'm not going to let you guys have to sit and read everything. But some quick notes. Everything in bold on this thread is an official patch note that will be added. So everything that's in bold for changes is something they're going to be adding for this next patch, and for 9.3. It is another change they decided to add to the game, and another fix they're going to add. Nothing in this write-up will be in the PTS, and will be added to the official patch notes on the website at a later date once we finish testing. So all these changes on this thread are not going to be in the PTS once that releases. I'm assuming probably either tomorrow or on Sunday or Monday. It's going to be one of those days. I'm not sure if it's up right now, actually. If it is, it's not going to be on there. But this is going to be added towards the later end of the PTS cycle. They're probably going to take about a week and a half to actually internally test these changes on their end, and then actually put them into the PTS for feedback, because they don't want to get bashed by everybody again like they've been doing for the last 2 weeks now. So, I mean, I guess that's smart on their part. Here's where they address the damage, guys. What everybody's been talking about, the damage in Smite. I don't know how long have I been saying this, guys. Those of you guys that watch me stream the game, watch me on stream, this is the main thing I complain about, is how much fucking damage everybody does. Whether it's assassins, hunters, warriors, guardians, mages. First off, let's talk about the community's frequent comments on how there's too much damage. We agreed with the players and are working to address this. There's step number 1, guys. There's step number 1. But are they going to listen to us, and are they going to do the right steps to address it, though? It's called the follow-up. Are they going to do the right thing? They can acknowledge it, but if they don't do the right shit to actually fix it, then it doesn't matter. But we plan to execute things in a different way. We think 9.3 targets this effectively, but we are prepared to do more future changes and continue the process. Here's the suggestions everybody's been suggesting. Wow, they actually do listen to us, guys. You wouldn't know. You would not even know that they actually listen to us. The common suggestion is bring down God ability-based damage across the board. which is possible, but global sweeping changes have more side effects than expected, as well as often hurting certain gods or styles who might not need the nerf. See brawling mechanic, whatever. Now, both boost removal in addition to brawling were exciting changes that helped solve key problems, but both required a huge amount of follow back, whatever. I'm just going to skim this because it's boring. We have big upcoming plans for brawling and healing. Okay, I'm assuming that's a spoiler for mid-season patch. And we think a global base damage nerf would be even more an attention on unpredictable situation. Would it really be? Would it really be? How many of you guys watching right now would rather have the entire global damage being nerfed and having it being unpredictable situation than what we currently have with the current issue with the game? I don't know about you guys, but I'll take that dice roll. Nerf the fucking damage, please. Nerf global damage. I don't care. I'll take the dice roll. Whatever happens afterward, it'll probably be easier to fix than what we currently have in the problem at hand that we've been dealing with for the last almost 2 years now, leading up to this point. Ever since they removed boots and added the new starter items. And added tier 4 glyphs and just keep releasing bloated gods. It's all mixed into one. It's all a huge turd rolling down the hill. Like that's finally meeting its demise and finally rolling up on us. And the turd, I mean the turd being Smite, which, because that's what it is right now, it's a fucking turd. Instead, we are approaching this in a specific step-by-step process. Wow! Identifying key sources of too much damage, nerfing their itemization, whatever. Applying additional nerfs to the highest performing gods in those categories. I don't know, here's step 1. Was the mages, which was the mages, I guess. Warriors with the Berserker Shield, Guardians. I mean, you guys can check this out for yourself. I'm just going to kind of skim this, otherwise we'll be here for 3 hours. Some of these weren't specifically surprising. Mages very much struggled last season, so we implemented some heavy pen buffs, and Hunters had 25% damage removed from critical strikes, had a larger impact than expected, blah, 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 whatever. We worked to get hard to get solo laners back in the solo lane, whatever. Like, was it the worst thing not having solo laners in the solo lane every single game, though? I don't know. We aim to push them past the point of the rest of the class, whatever. Here's the stuff they already did. Berserker Shield rework, and they plan on nerfing more items for the warriors as needed. Guardians, Hunters are and Assassins help them from nerfing anyone by making changes. So they're not going to touch Hunters or Assassins until they nerf everything else and change everything else. That's their major plan. Whatever. I still think that they should just go implement the global nerf on all the damage on everybody's abilities, please. I just wish they would do that. I would just wish they would just quit fucking around and actually just do that, please. You can't make the game that much worse than it currently is. Like, I'll take the dice roll. Whatever happens afterward, like, I don't care. Just nerf everybody's base damage or whatever they set up here a little bit ago that we talked about. That was the most common suggestion everybody said. They said they can do it. Okay, then do it. Then do it. Then do it. Doesn't make sense. Oh, there's different side effects, consequences. I mean, is it really as bad as it would be, though, with how bad the game currently feels to play and how bad it is? Is it really a step backwards than where we currently are? I think it would be a step forwards. I really would. I think it would make the game 10 times better. Some of these weren't specifically surprising. Mages very much struggled. Flat pen buffs. Here's where we were already. I scrolled back to where we were. I lost track. Here's the one change, guys. We're getting into the changes now. Including a set of PTS changes for 9.3. All of the following are being added to the main patch of 9.3. Roon Forge Hammer is getting nerfed from 45 to 35. Okay. Good nerf. Hide of the Nemean Lion decreased physical protections from 70 to 90. That's a huge nerf. Huge nerf. Okay. There's 2 good ones in a row. 2 ones in a row. Here's the main one, guys. Wow. Everybody said it was so fucking stupid when they decided to put this on Hunters and Assassins. Will now only be purchasable on melee gods. There we go. So no hunters. So no hunters will be able to get this. I think assassins can still get it, but no hunters. Good. There you go. You fixed the problem that should never been a problem to begin with because you guys are stupid. There you go. And how Ajax is still allowed to balance this game, I don't know. I really don't. I think he should have been fired a long time ago. Like, I know he seems like a really nice guy. I say it every video. The devs seem like a really nice people, but I'm telling you guys, we need new blood. We need new blood pumped into this game, and at least for the balancing. Ajax needs to go. I heard Rogue Company is actually making a mobile game. Maybe you can get transferred over to Rogue Company and have a temporary job for 6 months until that game gets the plug pulled on it and gets killed. Oh man, it's just funny. Like I have to throw some jabs in there, guys. Like I understand some of you guys think it's disrespectful to throw jabs at the devs, but like I gotta throw jabs in there once in a while. Like this, come on. They don't give a fuck about us anyways. Like I mean, come on. These are the same people that actually completely neglected the birthday, like the community birthday event for the Smite birthday event. They completely neglected the artists and did not even give a shout out or even feature any of their art in the patch notes or on the update show. And it took the artists complaining to the devs for them to finally 4 days later get their stuff added to the patch notes. The people that submitted community jump stamps, avatars, and global emotes and all that type of stuff. They were not even featured on the update show for the birthday portion of the event and the birthday stuff, and even on the patch notes, they were not even there. The only thing they talked about was the new Scotty skin that everybody's going to get for free. That's all they talked about. Those are the same people that completely neglected the community's artists, and until they started bitching and complaining to actually add them to the patch notes to give them credit and add their content to the patch notes. Yet I'm not supposed to take jabs at the devs. Okay. To each their own, I guess. Voidstone, decreased passive magical protection reduction from 15 to 10%. Good nerf. Good. Finally. Finally, a slew of nerfs that actually make sense. Okay. We will closely be monitoring 9.3 on this topic and potentially apply more damage nerfs across many gods, items, and classes. Round of applause, guys. Round of applause. It took us getting to this point for them to finally take feedback from us. Wow. Wow, here's more Shiva nerfs, guys. More Shiva nerfs for Shiva. And I had people that were telling me that Shiva was one of the most balanced warriors on release. Or the very few people that were telling me that. I know for sure I had at least 1 or 2 people telling me that would saying he was balanced. Was right again. More nerfs for Shiva. Still bloated. Still gonna need to be nerfed again. Getting a shit ton of nerfs. Good. Anything. I'll take anything for Shiva nerfs. Frustrating to play against him. Now let's talk about Circuit and Fenrir. We saw negativity regarding these changes and would like to clarify a few things. We like flex roles. We have sufficient data that they are not just flex roles, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is all I'm seeing here is that the problem is that they're doing, and I don't know why they haven't done it, is why don't they have separate patches for pro players and for us casual players? Why do they keep balancing the game around pro play, which is 1% of the player base? That is the huge problem I'm seeing here, and that's the one thing I see that needs to change. Here's the big L of this entire thread. Here's the huge L in strike number 1, main strike number 1. If you guys actually did give a fuck about this type of stuff and about like SPL level support and stuff like that, and scared to make stuff weaker across all, if we continue simply nerfing Circuit's ability to play at an SPL level support and make roles for everybody else until she's nearly unplayable. If that is a huge problem, why don't you guys just give us separate patches, separate balance patches for the pro players and for the people that are just playing the actual game, the casual players. You can make a casual player patch, and then for the 1% of the pro players, which you guys seem to like legit bend over and fucking lick their boots for. I don't know what's so special about the pro players and why you guys love the pro players so much. You guys do nothing but lick their balls, it seems, over us, the actual casual players and the average players, which is a million times bigger player base. Like, why don't you guys just make separate balance patches? Give us one for the pro players that they can play on with all the pro changes, and then give us one for the average and casual players. Problem solved. And it can be done. You guys have done it before. You guys have given out separate patches in the past, if I'm not mistaken. So why can't you guys do it again? Because you're fucking lazy. That's why. Huge L. Here's the main huge L part of this entire thread and everything they're trying to give us feedback for and say that they're listening to. This is the hugest L. I don't know why they keep trying to justify trying to balance around the pro players when they're 1% of the player base. Quit licking the pro players' balls and actually fucking fix the game. Do you guys give a fuck about the game, or do you guys care about the pro players and you want the rest of your player base to leave the game? You guys will have the pro players, but you have nobody else to actually fund the game with buying skins at some point pretty soon. The way it's going. Quit fucking balancing around the pro players. There's huge problem number one. There's the problem. Quit fucking licking the balls of the pro players and actually worry about your bigger player base, and then actually worry about the pro players second. Because they aren't that important. I don't give a fuck about them either. Like I said, make separate balance patches. If it's really that important, make separate balance patches. I know there's more than 100 plus gods in the game, but come on now. If you guys actually cared, you'd put the work into it, and if it even requires that, like hire an entire separate team to do that balance patch. It doesn't matter. If it makes the game better, then that's what we need. I'm done talking about it. Circuit buffs. We got more buffs for Circuit. I'm all for this. I want to play Circuit. I really do. I'm just hoping she isn't as broken as Bastet. That's my problem. Is Circuit going to be as broken as Bastet when she got reworked initially and got a bunch of stat changes and reworks? I hope not, please. I hope not. Fenrir. Brutalized, guys. They're buffing Fenrir. They finally realized. It took me in the update show like spending 5 minutes talking about Fenrir and how they just absolutely nerfed the guy into the ground and took him out back and put him down, to actually finally take that feedback that everybody, including me, not just me, everybody else has been saying, take that into consideration, actually buff another part of his kit in compensation for nerfing the absolute shit out of his ult. Increase the protections he gains while channeling Brutalized from 5 to 0.15 to 6 to 25 to 6 to 35, depending on the level. Great. This is what we needed. There you go. Great. So now there's actually he actually gets buffed somewhere else. He got nerfed, but he kind of got buffed, a huge buff as well, which is, I guess, understandable. He's even now. There you go. They took him out back and put him down, but then they kind of took him out, they buried him, and then after they were done burying the hole, they kind of dug it halfway up and pulled his body out and kind of tried to revive him. That's kind of what this is. I don't know, I think he might need some more buffs. I think he's going to be still underwhelming, but we'll find out. Hebo, increase the magical power scaling on Water Spout. Why? Here's L number 2. Why? If they really thought the root thing they were going to do, like the quality of life improvement for the root, was a real problem, why don't you just make it so you cannot use it unless you're standing on top of your 3, which is your water slide or whatever? Problem solved. You can't tell me they didn't think of that. Hire me, guys. High-res, hire me. I'll balance your game with my eyes closed better than you guys can balance the game in the last 2 years. I guarantee you. Send me a fucking email and give me a proposition and give me a proper write-up on what you guys will pay me and what you guys want from me, and I'll hop down to Georgia and I'll balance the game with my eyes closed. I guarantee you. Conquest balance changes. Alpha Harpy's getting some gold and EXP decrease. Naga's getting some EXP and gold decrease. This is all shit that should have been in the update show. Why they're first now just adding this now, especially this Conquest stuff, it should have all been in the update show. Why they're adding it 5 days later, I don't understand. I think there's going to be... there still is no obelisk being removed. There is still no obelisk being removed. And no Titan buffs either. The Titan never got buffed. So we're still back at square one. These changes are good, don't get me wrong, but there's not enough here. There is not enough. There's not enough changes. They need to remove the obelisk. If they actually want the games to actually quit being steamrolly, Match average length going up, surrender rate coming back and down. These are looking closer to Season 8, blah, blah, blah. Like, if they want matches to quit being, like, one-sided or steamroller or having a high surrender rate, they gotta remove the obelisk or they gotta buff the Titan substantially. So games last either longer or are more even and actually can have some comeback. Or buff Phoenixes. One of those three things needs to happen, and it's not here, so... There's L number 3. So overall, they still got 3 L's out of this thing, out of these extra changes that they finally are going to implement, which should have been in the update show, most of them, but they aren't. Until everybody bitched and complained about the update show, and then finally it took them 5 days later to actually put out a Reddit thread. Actually, or what, 3-4 days? I guess not 5 days, 3-4 days later to actually put out a Reddit thread with all the other stuff that people want and should have been in the update show. Whatever. Conclusion, thank you to everyone out there who shared their feedback. Passion-driven and vocal. We wouldn't want it any other way. I disagree with that. A lot of the devs seem to not take feedback and not like to hear feedback, at least from what I've seen. We're committed to making any of all changes necessary to continually improve Smite, changes, damage, nerfs, find a way to execute along the historical design goals and philosophies. We will also be looking to use CC durations as a way to nerf future gods more often, especially non-guardians. Wow, finally. We've been saying that for like 2 years now. And they're first now acknowledging what we've been trying to give them feedback for. Finally. I mean, why they're added, why don't they just quit giving gods with like 10 million CCs? Why does every single god have to have like a knock up, a stun, a knockback, like everything? Like, why does every single god have to have 10 forms of CC? Maybe they can change that as well, why they're added. I don't know. What else do we got here? This post speaks volumes because the game designers do listen to the players on here. Bravo. I mean, if they actually did listen to us, wouldn't you guys think they would have addressed all this stuff in the update show, not 3 or 4 days later after pretty much the entire community shit on the 9.3 patch, including me? I don't know about that one. I mean, they did rectify some of their changes. I'll give them that. Like, the majority of these are positive. There's a few L's, but the majority of these are positive. And actually a really good step in the right direction. I'll give them credit where credit's due. The majority of these are positive. Oh, here's the... here's the exact thing I just said. I didn't even know this was even here. If Hebel turns out to be too oppressive with the changes, they can make it so the self-root is only removed when Hebel is on his carpet. So he can only use it when he's on his carpet with his 3. There you go. This guy said the same thing that I thought of a little bit ago. There you go. I'm not the only one that thinks the same, I guess. Actually, genius. This guy agrees. Hopefully you guys do too as well. Or at least some of you. I don't expect everybody to agree, but at least some. Part of the game and communities. Putting in the time of effort for our feedback. Whatever. I don't know. Overall, are these changes good? Yep, they're positive. The majority of these are positive. There are a few L's on here that I did talk about, but the majority of these are positive. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I was going to make like a 45 minutes, like 1 hour just video just tearing this shit apart and why the game's just garbage right now, but I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm going to wait till 9.4. I'm going to wait till 9.4, and then if the game does not change by 9.4, and we're still playing the same shit over the span of another 2 patches, and nothing changes, that's when we're going to be in real trouble. Hopefully now they see the problem, and they see what's happening, and while the game just sucks to play, this doesn't fix any of the other stuff. This is just the balance. This doesn't fix any of the crashing problems on the Switch. This doesn't fix any freezing problems, any of the bugs. This is just balance, though. That's another huge problem. The game itself needs to be fixed. And that's an entirely different issue, which sucks. So that we're still not even over that hurdle yet, which is really bad. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a future video.